welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you a very simple dress that you can cut in just less than like 5 minutes, and like a simple dress you can wear to anywhere. So this is what I'm going to be using. My fabric here is folded into two. Each of them is folded into two, and the width here is basically my hip measurement divided by 4 plus like extra 3 inches or 4 inches, depending on you or how much a-line or flowiness you want to the dress. So that's basically what you're going to have here. And then the next thing you're going to do is to go ahead, put in your head, your shoulder measurement divided by 2. So I'm working with 8, which is 16 divided by 2 is 8. I'm going to come down here, insert my armhole, and then I'm going to just go up this way. 19 divided by 2 is going to give me 9.5. And then I'm going to mark that here, insert my armhole. And then the next measurement I need here is going to be my bust measurement divided by 4. So the bust I'm working with is about 38 divided by 4 is going to be 9.5 plus 1 inch of seam allowance. I'm going to mark that here, and then I'm going to connect it this way. I don't want a lot of a-line, but if you want more a-line, you can just, like I said, you can use like 5 inches or so. That way you're going to angle yours this way. So let's say you're going to have extra 5 more inches this way, and then you're going to angle it like this, but I don't want that, so I'm going to just make mine like this, and then I'm going to connect it this way. Come down here by 1 inch for your shoulder slope, and then you're going to go in here, put in your neckline, which for me I'm going to be using 3 inches here, and then I'm going to come down here and mark about 1 inch. This is going to be for my back neckline, and then for my front neckline I'm going to make it 3 inches, right? And then I'm going to connect it this way, connect it like this, and then mark out my front neckline. So then from there you're going to connect this 1/2 inch here, this 1 inch that you connected, that you marked, that came down with, which is going to be my shoulder slope. And then the length I'm using here is basically your shoulder to your hip measurement. So I'm using my shoulder to my just 1 inch below my hip, because I don't want it right on my hip. So 1 inch below my hip, for me that's going to be my shoulder to hip is 25. 1 inch below that is 24. 1 inch below that is 25 plus extra 1 inch of seam allowance, 1/2 inch for joining the shoulder, 1/2 inch for joining the bottom. So that's why I have about 26 inches of length here. So then after that you're going to mark this here, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. So guys, like I said before, this is not my clothes, I'm making it for someone. So but if for yours, if you want exactly like what you have on the thumbnail, angle yours a little bit more, because this here barely has any a-line at all. So if you want yours to be as free as the one on the thumbnail, use, like I said before, your hip measurement plus extra like 4 inches or so that you can angle it and then have that flowiness at the hip, and then you can just angle it this way and connect it. So for this one here, the person doesn't want that much a-line. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to go ahead and as you can see, I've cut out my back neckline and my front neckline. So guys, this is it here. So from the next thing I'm going to do is measure down to this my armhole. I have 9 here, so I'm going to just halfway through the 9 is 4.5 somewhere here. I'm going to go in by 1/2 inch for the front one. I'm going to, because this is my front panel, so I'm going to just connect it this way, and then I'm going to angle it out this way. So you see, now I'm going to chip this off for the armhole so that it will fit perfectly. So you see, the armhole, the front bodice, I split it into 2 this way. So now I have 2 panels for the front. I'll still attach my placket for the bottom. So now let me go ahead and cut this out. So guys, this is my sleeve here. So I cut out 2 of it here. The width is just my armhole divided by 2, which is about 9.5. So that's what I have here. The next thing is just to come down 4 inches and draw in that line, and then the next thing I'm going to do is just to place this way, angle it straight line across, and then I'm going to halfway through, which on a straight line like this I have about 10.5. half of that is going to be about 5.25 somewhere here, and then I'm going to give it a curve down like this, and then a curve up this way. So this is basically my sleeve. I'm going to go ahead, put in my sleeve width. So the sleeve width I'm working with is about 13 divided by 2 is going to be 6.5. I'm going to mark that here, plus 1 inch of seam allowance here, and then I'm going to connect it this way. So now I'm just going to cut out my sleeve and attach the 2 sleeves. So this is what it looks like at the moment. So the next thing I have to do now is to attach the girder at the bottom. So for the girder at the bottom, I'm using about 12 inches of length. This is it here, about 12 inches of length. And then I'm using, the width I'm using here is round measurement of this end in here times 2.5. So round the end here times 2.5, whatever you get, that's the width of the fabric. And then the length I'm using is 12 inches. That's including my seam allowance and my seam allowance. So that's basically it. So I'm going to go ahead and get it all the way around now. So guys, this is it here. I've gone ahead and attached the ruffle at the end. So you see, this is right almost at the hip. That's where this flake comes in. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and put the bottom placket. And to put the bottom placket, what I normally do is just get your fabric that is the same length as the dress, and then you're going to cut it 3 inches of width, fold it into 2 this way, and take it and join it like this on this side, all the way down, like all the way, even in the placket part 2, right, like this. And then you're going to do it on the same, on the other side. Guys, it has to be 3 inches of width, not more than 3 inches, not less than that. 3 inches of width. So you're going to take it and fold it, one on each side, one on the other side. After you sew it down, then you can move it inward this way. So guys, you see now I've joined this. So you see how I said to join it, it looks like this. You see my seam here. So all I have to do is to flip it over, and then you can top stitch it at this edge here. So that's basically it. So you see my bottom placket is done, and it goes all the way down straight into this end here. It goes all the way down to the ruffle part, and then you're going to join it like this. You see how it's folded on the 2 ends here. So that's basically it. So now the last part, which is just to put in our neckline, collar, and then put in the button and the buttonhole. So guys, I've cut out what I'm going to use for the neckline. I have about 5.5 of width here, and then the length here is basically, I measured around the neckline from one end all the way down to the other end. That's the length I'm using here, and then I closed it up on top all the way down like this. So now this rectangle, if I open it up, it looks something like this. So now it's going to look like this. I already have a different video on how to make a collar if you want to use that method, but this is just the simplest method of making the collar. But if you want to use the normal method of having the 2 steps, one angled this way and then the other one at the bottom, you can also go and check out that video. I'm going to link it at the end of the video. So now all I have to do is, I'm going to be using this just for the collar here, and then I'm just going to, the way it is now, you see the edge, the 2 edges are folded. All I have to do is to tuck in about ½ an inch on each end like this, tuck in ½ an inch this way, and then I'm going to take one end of this collar here. So I'm just going to take it one end of this collar, take this here this way, tuck it in this way, and then I'm going to take this here, fix it inside like this, and then I'm going to sew it all the way around to the other end. So guys, you see my neckline is just straight like this, but then when I finished attaching it, I sewed it all the way round, all the way back again. So you see there's a stitch all the way on the neckline. So now all you have to do is just to fold it into 2, and then you have your collar. I already have a different video, like I said before, on how to cut this collar and make the normal one. This one is just the lazy one if you're like, you don't have the strength to go and do the 2-level one. So this is just it here. So now I'm going to just go ahead and iron it out and insert my buttons. So guys, this is it here. This is done, and this is the back, this is the front. So you see my button here. So I also went ahead and added like a belt to it, so you see you can tie it. So guys, as you can see, this is the belt with it here. So you see, this is it here, and this is the bottom part. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.